Hello and welcome to One of a Kind Reviews. I am Dale.
And I am Paul.
And this is last week, number 8.
If you mess with me, you got no chance. No chance in hell, you got no chance.
Alright, so to start off the week with Raw, we had a contract signing to start the show.
Yep, we had Stephanie McMahon introduce the 3 participants in the number 1 contenders match for Fastlane.
I don't think she got the privilege of introducing them.
Actually, no, she didn't.
No, because they're all disrespectful apparently. So, well done.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, pretty good segment overall. Ambrose looking like an absolute badass against Lesnar again.
Yeah, it's nice to see Ambrose continuing on this whole standing up to Lesnar, not being afraid of him kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's also very nice to see Roman Reigns get a table thrown at him.
I mean, who throws a table, seriously?
Not put through a table or anything, just picked up the table and threw it at him.
Yeah, it was quite a nice touch. I enjoyed that.
Yes, and then Lesnar hit Ambrose with an F2,
F2.
as Ambrose referred to it later in the night.
Yep.
It couldn't have been an F5, an F5's meant to hurt.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I'm absolutely loving Ambrose at the moment. Anyway, so we had a Ziggler-Owens match, another one.
Highly disappointing as far as the finish is concerned.
Because the finish was that Ziggler won.
Yeah, with using the ropes.
Yeah.
Which, since when does a babyface ever do that?
I don't know, he's sticking true to his Twitter handle. Just to heel Ziggler. Yeah, so we'll maybe talk a bit more about that in the podcast, I have a feel.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot about that actually.
Probably. Moving on,
Yep.
So we had Charlotte take on Alicia Fox, beat her by submission.
Yeah, I mean, it was what it was. Not much more to say about it than that.
Nothing.
Yep.
On to a good segment.
Yep, we had a Miz TV segment with Chris Jericho as the host, which ended up being turned into the highlight reel. Because
So that would make sense that Jericho was the host then.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
My
Yeah.
bad.
No, it's okay. It was an appropriate verbal typo there. It actually made sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So essentially, Jericho just came out and was just like, "No, fuck yeah, this is the highlight reel."
Yep, got all the roadies to change the floor, brought in the potted plant.
And his stool.
Yep.
The Geritron 6050, I believe.
For whatever reason.
I don't know why it's that number, but it is, apparently.
Make up your mind, Jericho.
But another great reaction for the potted plant.
Yep.
Even though it's like, it's withering and dying. Pretty much dead.
Which, I mean, who can blame it? It's been on the road for a week, probably not much water.
That's a tough life for a plant. Like, it really is a tough life for a potted plant. But, yeah, so that was an entertaining segment for the most part.
Yep, we then had a match between Bray Wyatt and Ryberg.
Yes, he is officially Ryberg now.
Yep, well, seeing as he likes to dress like Goldberg.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Goldberg chance before when you were wearing an RVD-esque, ring attire, so...
What makes you think that going to Ryberg... oh my god. See, I mean, even I'm confusing them now. To Goldberg gear is going to stop that.
I think he's just trolling
I think he might
now.
be. I think he might be.
He should start using a spear and, the jackhammer and all these
I swear he does
things.
use the jackhammer as just a regular move.
I think he does a squat suplex, but it's not the jackhammer.
Okay. Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. Close enough. He's very, very, very Goldbergish, but even his imitating of a huge superstar couldn't get him through Bray Wyatt. So
yeah, which was good because he shouldn't get through Bray Wyatt.
No, he shouldn't. And moving on to a very strange match.
Yep, we saw Adam Rose take on Titus O'Neil. And, well, Adam Rose won, which was a surprise.
That was the strangest bit of all.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they pushed Titus for about, a month and a half?
Yeah, and I mean, this happened before he screwed up.
Yeah, screwed up. Again, podcast, listen to it. Yeah, and then we had Dean Ambrose come out like an absolute badass and call out Brock Lesnar, saying some very, very non-PG type things.
Yeah, it was very, very inappropriate.
Yeah, very
brilliant.
inappropriate. Saying that things have gotten soft in Suplex City and that Brock can't get it up for the big fight.
Yep, and that Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman holds Brock Lesnar's balls.
Yeah, and then, as I mentioned, he said, what was that you hit me before with? There was an F1, an F2, an F3. Couldn't have been an F5. They're meant to hurt, so...
Yep, so then we had a brawl between Lesnar and Dean Ambrose, where Roman Reigns pretty much came out to help his friend after he got, a bit fucked up. And then Dean Ambrose stole your finish from the wrestling game.
Yes. He finished off Lesnar with a dick punch.
Yeah, it was quite hilarious.
Quite a dick punch, dude. Well done.
He punches Lesnar in the dick and then acts all proud.
Yeah, he got up and started flexing like it was the toughest thing he's ever done, which was hilarious. But honestly, Lesnar and Ambrose right now, fuck the triple threat.
Yeah, kick Roman Reigns out of that.
I'd love them to just rejig all of their plans for WrestleMania. Fair enough, Roman Reigns, have your match with Triple H, but have Lesnar and Ambrose.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, make him drop the IC title, because that'd probably seem a little bit pitiful to Brock.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Yep, we had a tag team match, which saw Del Rio and Rusev from the League of Nations taking on the Lucha Dragons, with the returning Sin Cara.
Yep. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I mean, good on him for coming back so quickly. I mean, I've had a dislocated shoulder before, and it's not fun.
No, you're not a wrestler.
No.
So, even more well done there. So, yeah, there wasn't really much else to come out of Raw prior to Daniel Bryan's segment. Obviously, there was the Dudleys turning heel.
Yep.
Which probably should have mentioned, but thank God.
Yeah, I mean...
That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a welcome change.
Yes, that means that they probably justified to win some matches now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good. Good.
Only problem I think of that is, if they're going to give them the belts, that means the Usos have to beat the New Day at some point. Because you can't have the heel Dudleys taking on heel New Day.
No, or you could have the New Day turn face.
Oh, that, but I don't know, I don't want to see that.
I think everyone wants to see that.
I don't know, I feel like that could end badly.
Okay. If it was babyface New Day from when they first became the thing.
Yeah.
Horrible, right? But they've had this long, successful heel run now. So, they'll have a little bit of they have a shit ton of fans already.
That's true.
New Day rocks, everyone knows that. So, yeah, I feel that they'll do quite well as a face team. But moving on, because we're probably moving on to one of the biggest thing to come out of this week for sure,
without a doubt. That's Daniel Bryan's retirement speech.
Yeah. So earlier in the day, he announced on Twitter that he was officially going to retire from in-ring competition, and that he would elaborate on that on Raw.
Yep. A lot of people thought it was a work, which I didn't understand. I kind of assumed straight away that it was truthful.
Okay, well, we've been discussing this for months.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ever since he was out after WrestleMania 31, we immediately, he has to retire.
Yeah. There's no other option.
Okay, and this is going to probably annoy some people. If, you're an actual, true wrestling fan, you've got to think of the people behind it.
Exactly. The reason I wanted to see Daniel Bryan retire was the exact same reason why I didn't want to see Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell.
Yes, because we were worried about Undertaker.
Yeah, concerned for the actual person.
Yes, and once again, Daniel Bryan just shouldn't have even come back for WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, I agree.
And when they said that you'll have to tone down your style, and he just
didn't bother.
Didn't even do any of that. So, yeah, all I can say about that was, it was a very heartfelt speech. It went for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, way to give him some time.
Yeah.
That crowd was absolutely nuts too.
Yeah, it was great to see that they gave him the time.
But yeah, so thank you, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Provided us with some pretty awesome moments, to be honest, and not exactly one of my favourites, but very, very grateful for it.
Yeah.
So thank God he got to walk away from it, and he's still alright.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
thank God he can actually walk away from it.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, so that was Raw. Moving on to Smackdown.
Yep. What we thought was going to be Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles to kick off Smackdown ended up getting interrupted by the Social Outcasts.
Because Because why not?
Yeah, because why not? They had a really weird segment. It was actually quite hilarious. But
Yes,
also
'cause-
very strange.
Yes, because Heath Slater is the Crimson Werewolf.
Yep, and the Axl Rose as they're called.
Yes, or
Or,
the Social House Cats.
which makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. It just sounds like friendly cats.
Yeah.
That's all it sounds like. So, that led into a tag match. Jericho and Styles versus Axl Rose.
Yep.
Ha ha ha.
So it was Jericho and Styles versus the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, pretty much. But, so the Social House Cats lost that one.
Yep.
Because they should.
Of course.
Moving on, we had Sasha Banks versus Naomi.
Yep, this was actually a very decent match. One of the better women matches I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah, for a Smackdown match.
Yeah, I mean
not bad.
these two work quite well together. I'd like to see them get more time in the future.
Yeah, well, I mean, Naomi's very underrated.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like, she's not the greatest, but she's definitely not the worst.
She's better than the Bellas, let's just say that.
She's better than the Bellas and, like, half of the women's roster.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But, then we had Neville and the Lucha Dragons taking on the Cosmic Wasteland.
Yeah, very odd matchup here.
It's very cartoony, because
Yep.
they tried to do the match graphic in cartoon again.
Yep, the Cosmic Wasteland jobbed this one again, but they jobbed in the best way possible.
Yeah, well, it was Connor, I believe.
Yeah. It was
Connor took a Senton Bomb from Sin Cara. He took Selena Del Sol from Kalisto, and then took the Red Arrow after that.
Yeah.
So, obviously you're not going to kick out of that.
Yeah,
There's
no.
3 finishes in a row. So, yeah, at least they didn't make him look like shit.
Yep, and then we had the main event of SmackDown, which saw Jericho taking on AJ Styles. Yes, that match still did happen.
Yes, thank God.
And it was better than their Raw match.
Yes, and I don't want anyone to argue with us on that whatsoever, because their Raw match was like, it was kind of a paint-by-numbers match, in my opinion.
Yeah, they definitely communicated better in this one.
Yeah, I think they've actually kind of got a bit of a groove going.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah, you should definitely watch that match. If you haven't, it was a very good match.
If you thought the first Jericho vs. Styles match was good, then this one will blow you away.
Yeah, and this probably not even remotely as good as they'll get. So
No, well, Jericho did defeat Styles in this one, which I'm fine with considering they're setting up a match at Payback. Payback, my bad, Fastlane. All these ridiculous fucking names gets me confused.
But either way, 1v1 in their little feud. Hopefully AJ gets the better of that.
I
You'd hope so.
I can imagine you would.
Well, you'd think so. Anyway, that was the week of programming. Alright, and on to an overall rating for the weekday, or what would you give it?
I'd probably give it a C+. Wasn't a terrible week, wasn't great. There were some highlights of the week, but yeah, I'd say C+.
Yeah, I reckon that's pretty fair. C+, we'll go with that. On to MVP of the week. Who did you choose?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dean Ambrose on this one for just being an absolute fucking beast and just standing up to Brock Lesnar.
The Beast.
Yeah, the beast.
So he was being an absolute beast against the Beast.
Yep.
Good effort. So this week I'm going to go with Adam Rose as my MVP, purely because he ended Titus O'Neil's fucking winning streak.
Yep.
And who wouldn't want that to happen? Especially against Adam Rose,
Exactly.
the social house cat. Yeah.
Yep, as far as Jobber is concerned, who would you pick this week?
I'm going to go with The Miz just because, like, he just can't control his own fucking talk show. He can't control it, for one, and B, like, halfway through it, it turned into another talk show.
Exactly.
That's a problem, Miz. That is a problem.
Yep, I'm going to have to go with Ryberg on this one. Purely he had one match, lost one match, and any excuse to pick him, I'll take.
Yeah, and 100% we are referring to him as Ryberg now.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing. On to the match of the week. Not even really a debate on this.
Yeah.
At all.
None.
Jericho versus Styles on SmackDown. By far.
Yep.
By far.
Great match. Great match.
And the piss break of the week.
Yep, that's going to be Adam Rose versus Titus O'Neil.
Even though the finish was great,
It was boring.
yeah, it was a crappy match, but Titus O'Neil lost.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is good. This is good. Yeah, so that wraps up the week of programming, and that is the whole fucking show. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on what you thought of this week, leave a comment on what you thought of the Daniel Bryan retirement, and we'll see you next time for some more one-of-a-kind reviews.
Have a nice day.
If you mess with me, you got no chance. No chance in hell, you got no chance.
I can't just do hand symbols.
No shit.
I don't have that many fingers.
Number 17.
Like- yes. Out of context, like, why are you doing that? Because I fucking can.